Story time. This story is my dear friend's story. I have her permission to tell it. My friend, who is a hairstylist, about 19, 20 years ago, she was doing her cousin's hair. We'll call her cousin Susan. And my friend was doing her cousin Susan's hair. Susan's hair had grown out really long and luscious and beautiful. In the meantime, my friend, we'll call my friend Tara. Tara picked up a new client. And this new client, let's call her Tina. This new client, so Tara's doing Tina and her cousin. And the new client one day brings in a bag of Lindt chocolate truffles, which happened to be my friend's. It was her favorite candy back then. My friend told me that she opened her mouth to tell Tina, or I've got the names mixed up, to tell the new client, thank you. And out of her mouth, she says, I don't know, I'm not eating that. I don't know why you brought me that. And my friend told me that she's like, I don't know why I said that to her. And she said in her mind, she was thinking, oh, I've got to apologize to this lady. I didn't mean to say that to her. So she opened her mouth to apologize to this lady, Tina, this new client again. And out of her mouth, Tara said, I don't know why you brought me that. Y'all trying to kill me. So Tara told me, she's like, I don't know why I was talking to this woman like that. But in the meantime, Tara's cousin Susan, and I may have mixed the names up, but anyway, Tara's the hairstylist, Tina's the new client, Susan is the cousin. In the meantime, Susan had divorced her husband, and she wasn't speaking to him, for whatever her reasons were at the time. And she said God had dealt with her about forgiving him. This is what she told Tara. God dealt with her about forgiving her ex-husband, and so she called him one day, and we'll call him John. Susan called John, and she's like, listen, we have children together, and we need to be on speaking terms, and, God told me I need to forgive you, so I forgive you. We're going to let bygones be bygones. John says to Susan, I'm so glad you called me because my wife, Tina, has been going to your cousin Tara to have her hair done. She found out who does your hair, and she's been going to your stylist, your cousin, to have her hair done. So Susan, the next time she went to have her hair done by Tara, she tells Tara, my ex-husband's new wife has been coming to you to have her hair done. And Tara told me that she asked her cousin, like, who is your ex-husband's new wife? Her name is Tina. And so, like, Tara told me, like, she's like, but they were like, that was weird. I said the same thing when Tara told me this story. I'm like, that's really weird. Why would your cousin's ex-husband's new wife find you to do her hair? So it turns out that the woman, she liked the way Susan's hair looked, Tina, and she was also kind of stalking her husband's ex-wife. She was stalking John's ex-wife, okay? In the meantime, Susan had a dream. And in the dream, she saw that Tina and John were going to be intimate. And I guess they were having problems in their marriage or whatever. And so she had something on her hand. Tina had something on her hand in the dream, and she rubbed it on John's privates. And she said in her mind, now, this is what Susan dreamt. She said in her mind, if I can't have you, no one's going to have you. And she rubbed it on his private part, on his eggplant. And so Susan told Tara, she's like, I called him because the dream was so disturbing. And I'm like, John, I know we're not married anymore. How are you doing? He said, I'm good. She's like, are you busy? No, I'm not busy. I'm going to the doctor later. So she's like, I called you and you can tell me we're not married anymore. But if this is none of my business, you can tell me and we don't have to talk about it. But I dreamed that you and your wife were getting ready to be intimate. And she had something on her hand. And she rubbed it on your. And she said that if I can't have you, in her mind, she said, if I can't have you, nobody can. Nobody will. And Susan, Tara told me Susan said that her ex-husband was quiet on the phone. And she's like, are you okay? And he said, well, that's why I'm going to the doctor today. So, it's at this point, Tara told me that she and Susan realized Susan's ex-husband married a witch.